Greetings. Here is the next part of my RPG tour. We have Star Wars Gundark's Fantastic Technology Personal Gear. I'm not even sure which edition of Star Wars that is. Modern Magic for the D20 Magic, D20 Modern game, and the D20 Basic game, I believe. I think it does both. D20 Past, again, for the D20 Modern. Future Player's Companion, again, more combo stats. Spelljammers, the complete Spacefarer's Handbook, one of the few first edition books that I kept. Ultratech 2, Hardcore Hardwired Hardware for GURPS. I think GURPS 2, could be 3. Blue Planet. Dungeons & Dragons Chronomancer for all of your time-traveling needs. Sub-Attica, a cyberpunk supplement. Star Riders, which was a relatively silly science fiction role-playing game, if I remember correctly. Knight's Edge, another cyberpunk supplement. Battle Lords of the 23rd Century, which I had to rebuy because somehow I could not find my original copy. Don't know what happened to it. Cyberpunk, View from the Edge, the Cyberpunk Handbook. Not really sure why that's not in its box, but it's not in its box. Reichstar, an interesting game, really depressing because the Nazis win. Mega Traveler, Aliens, the Villani and Varg. The Soleimani and Aslan for Mega Traveler Aliens. Dark Tech for the Dark Conspiracy game. Grimm's Cyber Tales for Cyberpunk. K-Visser Rocks for The Legend of Steel. Or Legion of Steel, sorry. Living Steel. Rond 2349. Living Steel was an interesting game with some great fluff. Living Steel Trident RMBK supplement. The Seven Swords for Living Steel. Not gaming per se, but it's from a gaming company. It's the Miskatonic University Graduation Kit. The Talos Lanza game. This is the big volume. That thing's heavy as all get out. Seafarer's Handbook from Legends and Lairs. Warhammer 40,000K, the original. Realm of Chaos, The Lost and the Damned. Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, and again, that's the first edition. Earth Dawn. Kingdom of Calamar's Player's Guide, Rulebook 4. Iron Kingdom's Character Guide. Warcraft, the role-playing game, official D&D supplement. Fireborn, the role-playing game, Game Master's Handbook. Lost Lore, a module for Fireborn. And Fireborn, the Player's Handbook. The World of Cinnabar, the pinnacle of my bad role-playing game collection. And yes, I know there are people who will defend that game. I don't quite grasp it. The Fantasy Bestiary from Penumbra, D20. Midnight Epic Fantasy in an Age of Chateau, which is really depressing. Trinity role-playing game, the science fiction game. Game World, Machines and Mutants, essentially a monster manual for the D20 version. Marvel Universe role-playing game, not the latest version, the one before that. Conan the role-playing game, 2nd edition. The Beast Magic Society Beast Builder from Expeditious Retreat Press, very good. A great treatise on biological organisms in general. Wayfarers, the role-playing game. I've heard they have a new version of that out now. I don't know if I've seen it. Ultramodern Firearms, which frankly was not very good. A-State. Starblaze Adventures, the rock and roll space opera adventure game. EverQuest role-playing game from Swords and Sorcery. The Ravenloft core book from Swords and Sorcery. The Ravenloft Denizens of Darkness from Swords and Sorcery. And Metabarons with the participation of Alexandro Jodorowsky, the core rulebook.